And thank you all for your testimony today. And Ms. Cha, I want to thank you for your written statement. It was very good in helping to explain some of the unique challenges that we're having to provide oversight on. My first question, I guess, is first to you, Director Thompson. We've talked about the lack of a permanent CIO. We've talked about the lack of a chief of a business integration, which is managing the CEDCAP program. What are the plans to fill those spots? What are the challenges that you're facing in getting people there? And who's involved? Who's filling that role as a temporary basis?
Thank you, Congressman. So the job announcement for the CIO is out and available now. CIO Cooper and I have been widely circulating it so that we can ensure that we get a good number of applicants. Harry Lee is sitting behind me, has done an excellent job in the interim. He's the deputy CIO, and he's been doing a great job filling the vacancy in the absence, and we've made a number of accomplishments in the IT area.
How long have these spots been open?
It became open in July.
Okay. And we have applicants putting information in or submitting resumes or whatever the process is?
So I don't know that I can talk about the applicants at this point in the process.
Mr. Cooper, did you have something to add?
Yes. With the position open, it will remain open for 30 days. We'll then, our Human Resources Group will do the initial processing of those applicants, and those who are well qualified will be passed to the appropriate review panel. Will then make that ultimate decision about selecting a CIO.
Because my concern...
So we've not yet seen any of the responses. Don't have any information on that.
Thank you. My concern is with the lack of the identified leader in managing this process. If CEDCAP is going to be the process and we have less than 2 years, we need to make sure that that person is in place. My next set of questions was 115 recommendations, as Ms. Cha pointed out in her written and verbal testimony. We have information that 19 of those 115 have been addressed, and work has started on 66, or 66 of those has been addressed. Can you give me an update?
Certainly. So last April, last April, we responded to all 115 recommendations that the GAO made. And we've been working with the GAO since that point. To date, we believe that they have closed 65 of them. We believe that they have referred 19 back to us, and based on our discussions, we're still waiting to hear from them on about 30 more. So that's the current status from our records.
Ms. Cha, do you have any insights or comments on that?
Sure. So as of today, 66 have been closed out. But I believe Director Thompson has those numbers transposed. There are 19 that are currently under review, and there are 30 remaining recommendations that still require additional actions by the Bureau.
What's the biggest priority one of those 30 that require action?
Sure. So in terms of the open recommendations, they relate to the identification and authentication types of controls. So that would be like password controls, unsecured system accounts, and access, as well as configuration management. So that would be like patch management.
All the things that have led to a number of breaches, not only in the private sector, but in the federal government.
That is correct.
And I'm going to address this to you, Mr. Cooper, since this falls in your bailiwick. What's being done to address that on the authentication and the patch management programs?
Okay, we've taken a couple steps proactively following the recent OMB 30-day cyber.
Let me rephrase the question. When is this going to be completed?
I wish I could give you an exact date. We have initiated a whole series of activities that are targeted for completion by 31 December of this fiscal year. Of this calendar year. That does include the open actions from the GAO report. We've also taken an additional step, and that is that we've created internal cross-bureau teams of our cyber experts, and we are bringing those to bear to assist all of our bureaus, but in this case, the Census Bureau, in helping close these actions. So in addition to the Census Bureau's cyber experts, we brought additional expertise from within the department. We believe that that will help us both meet our target deadline and bring additional skills and expertise objectively to bear on these open items.
Thank you. And my last question to you, Director Thompson, and I'm running out of time. If I'm not, I've run out of time. If you realize savings from using new technology or a different process, are you able to use that savings within the calendar or the fiscal year on other projects?
Congressman,
And that's not a trick question.
No, I know it's not.
Because I'm trying to figure out if you're doing things that are able to use those savings to go back in to do your work.
So we are not going to be asking for anything more than the money we need to do the census. And we believe that we're going to avoid $5.2 billion in costs. And saying that, we also plan to make sure that we have the right resources in the right areas to make sure we count everyone as well.
Mr. Chairman, I apologize. I yield back the time that I do not have.
No,